What's up, everybody? It's your boy Corey, and before we get into the news, the gameplay you're seeing is Overwatch. I don't actually own this game. I'm playing the free weekend because it's a game that kind of isn't my cup of tea, honestly, because it frustrates me and I don't do well at. So, and I only have so much money. I'm not going to spend $60 on a game that, I'm no good at, and the chances of me even being decent are slim, so why waste my money? I'll play the free weekend. Get some gameplay for you guys. I'm trying out, I guess they would call her a new hero. I don't even know how that works. But Sombra, the new character, I'm not sure if I used her correctly. I tried my best. Be kind to me. But into the news, Nintendo's having leaks left and right. I haven't really covered them in like 3 weeks, so some of these you might have already heard about, some of them maybe you didn't hear about, or maybe you heard all of them. Recently a new leak about the price came out. I know I made a video about how there was a leak, and I hope I said that, take it with a grain of salt, was $400. And I'm glad that's not the case, because the new prices that are being thrown around are $250 for the base and $300 for the deluxe. The deluxe comes with a game and extra storage. However, that might be the one you have to get, because apparently the storage on this thing isn't that great. But we'll get into that right now. Apparently the SD cards are only up to 128 gigabytes, so you might have a certain amount of storage in the device, and then you can use an SD card to have even more storage. But if you can only use 128 gigabytes, what's the internal storage? And if it's only 128 gigabytes, you're talking 256 gigabytes. I mean, seriously, that's a half of what the base consoles for PlayStation and Xbox are. And when they came out, people said that's way too low, they should have came with a terabyte. So to go even lower is ridiculous, especially if you want third-party support. People are only going to put like 4 games on their machine, and then they're not going to be able to put any more because they don't have the fucking room. I'm hoping this is referring to the actual game cartridges, that's how much they can hold, because that would be good, because games are only reaching 50 to 70 gigabytes at the maximum right now. So that would be nice. 128 kind of future-proof the system by allowing bigger games without having the whole, back in the day, 3 different discs just to play throughout one campaign. So hopefully that's what they're talking about. The packed in game for the deluxe edition is not Mario. I know, crazy, a fucking Nintendo product that isn't, oh, Mario this, Mario that. I like it because honestly, people talk about the fatigue around the Call of Duty franchise. That franchise has only been really shoved down our throat for the last 10 years. Super Mario has been shoved down our throat since the original, or not the original NES, but the SNES was definitely when they realized Mario was gonna be their, main franchise. And since then, they've released dozens of these games, way more than Call of Duty has, and people don't really talk about how Mario's kind of getting a little bit dry. So they put Splatoon in the deluxe edition, which I like, because I never got it because, well, I wasn't going to waste money on a Wii U, especially when I started thinking about it. The news about them coming out with a new console started popping up, so I was like, no, I'm not going to waste the money just to find out that for like $100 more I could have gotten their newer console and they would have a sequel. But they're not even going to do a sequel. They're just putting the same game with some new features, and that's fine with me. They are going to have a Super Mario game for this console. Apparently it's in the same vein as Super Mario 64, which I think is the best Mario game of all time. People are definitely gonna say no, that's not it, and they'll probably be like, oh, you never played the other ones, that's why you're saying this, or you're too young. My father would not buy me an N64 unless if I played all the way through the first Super Mario, I think it was Super Mario on the NES, and then he made me play Super Mario World on Super Nintendo, and I had to finish both of those games before I was allowed to have my own console. That way he would think that I would actually play it, you know, as much as I said I would, and I wouldn't just pick it up for a couple months and then it would collect dust, because he was from the age of the crash. He had the games and then it crashed, and people didn't really play games. They got it for Christmas, played it for a little bit, but once they were done with the game or not even finished the game, they wouldn't touch it again. So he just wanted to make sure that if you spent all that money on a console, that I was actually gonna play it full time. He actually wanted me to actually play video games, which I find pretty cool. Skyrim, even though Bethesda has not confirmed this, so take it with a grain of salt, but they are reporting from, I guess, their sources. Really, phone? Really? Right now? That's whatever. I'm leaving it in. I don't give a fuck. I'm leaving it in. But they're reporting that, I guess their sources are saying Skyrim will be a launch game, so we have that to look forward to. However, and I'm sure everyone's already heard this, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, Zelda is most likely not going to be there at launch, and that's simply due to the fact that they really haven't had this kind of game and the amount of bugs that come with this game, so they really underestimated how much work it takes to actually make this game run without having to have a bunch of patches within the first couple of weeks. So I'd rather them be late with the game than have a shitty launch. And this comes from Nintendo tipster Emily Rogers, and she has been right on pretty much everything that she's tweeted about, so it's most likely accurate. So yeah, they're also coming out with Mario Kart and Super Smash Brothers. They're just ports from the Wii U, yada yada. No one gives a fuck. EA has announced that they will be launching a game with the Switch. They have not said which one, but if I had to guess, FIFA, because the whole world likes the game and not many people around the world like Madden, and Battlefield is, while the shooter genre is pretty big, most Nintendo fans don't play it, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be FIFA like they say in the article, which I'll have in the link down in the description. The last little bit of news is the fact that they have announced that, well, they haven't announced, but Pokemon Sun and Moon is gonna have like this, when Red and Blue had Yellow come out, a similar thing, but it'll be called Pokemon Stars, and it'll be for the Switch with certain features that weren't in the original two, and apparently a Pokemon just for that version. And it's gonna be a Pokemon game on a console, which I'm not that big into Pokemon, but if it's gonna be on a console and I don't have to carry around a fucking handheld gaming device all the goddamn time just to play it, I might actually pick it up, because I did play Yellow as a kid, but that was the last one I played. But hopefully it goes well in March. That's all I got for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.